Between the Tecno Camon 19 Pro 5G and the Camon 19 Pro 4G, you might think the Dimensity 810 powered 5G version is the one to buy, but you might want to hold on with that thought because it is not that straightforward. So Tecno released the Camon 19 Pro 4G and 5G versions, both practically the same phones in design with the exception of some tiny details. The 5G one has 5G branded next to OIS on the back. Also, on the camera ring, the 4G Camon 19 Pro has a sensor above the dual cameras which is absent on the 5G. The Tecno Camon 19 Pro 5G also gets the exclusive cedar green color with that leather finish. I think that is as far as differences go when it comes to design between these two. The Camon 19 Pro 4G is the significantly more affordable of the two, costing 166,000 naira, while the Camon 19 Pro 5G costs 198,500 naira. Both with 8 gigs of RAM and 256 gigs of internal storage. There's a 128 gig option for the Camon 19 Pro 4G, which should even be more affordable. I've published individual detailed reviews of these devices and I'll have them linked in the description so you can check them out. This video is strictly focused on what similarities and differences exist between them to help you decide if to buy the more affordable Tecno Camon 19 Pro 4G or the costlier 5G version. So I'd say this video should be pretty short and straight to the point. As we've already established, these phones have the same design and unless you have a special color preference for the cedar green, either should be just fine. Display is also basically the same 6.8 inches highly saturated LCD display with 120Hz refresh rate. They both have basically the same specifications except for the processors and some differences in camera specifications. The Tecno Camon 19 Pro 5G gets the more efficient 6nm Dimensity 810 chipset, which gives it 5G and is the device you should go for if you want a more efficient processor and one that will be 5G compliant when 5G becomes available. The Camon 19 Pro 4G gets a Helio G96, which is the same processor from last year's Camon 18 Premier. So on benchmarks, the Camon 19 Pro 5G gets higher scores on both Antutu and Geekbench, but the difference is not by a very massive margin. When we come down to actual performance as regards these processors, I can say for certain based on experience that the Camon 19 Pro 5G handles heating much better. When I was out testing their cameras on a really hot day, the Helio G96 powered Camon 19 Pro 4G got temperature warnings, but the 5G version handled it quite well. But if we look at the system performance, say when doing regular stuff, they are basically on par. On gaming, they both use the same GPU, that is the Mali G57. Gaming experience, this is actually the same, both having same graphics and frame rate options, both consistent on that front with none performing noticeably better than the other. So straight down to what other differences these two have when we look at their cameras. They both get 64 megapixel main cameras with optical image stabilization, while the 4G Camon 19 Pro gets a 50 megapixel telephoto camera and laser autofocus. The 5G Camon 19 Pro gets just a 2 megapixel macro and depth sensor, no telephoto, no laser autofocus. On the selfie camera, the Camon 19 Pro 4G gets the higher res 32 megapixel selfie camera over the 16 megapixel on the 5G variant. A telephoto camera means the Camon 19 Pro 4G will take the better looking portrait photos compared to the 5G version, as it also gets 2x optical zoom. They both take great photos from the main cameras, which are mostly similar when compared with no significant difference. On night mode, the 19 Pro 5G does a bit better with the processing as it has less noise and looks better overall in my opinion. For selfies, I think I'll go with the processing on the Camon 19 Pro 5G as it looks to do better with saturation, even though it's the one with the lesser 16 megapixel camera. They both do good with HDR processing on portrait selfies. On video, they both have similar performance and both limited to 2K 30fps video recording. They have the same OIS, but see from this sample if one has visibly better stabilization. On the mic performance, you'll notice the Camon 19 Pro 5G does better with noise cancellation. Though I think with less noise, the mic quality from the 19 Pro 4G will be better.
Okay, so I'm out testing the Tecno Camon 19 Pro and 19 Pro 5G, the selfie camera, 32 megapixel selfie camera on the 19 Pro and 16 megapixel selfie camera on the 19 Pro 5G. Both able to only shoot maximum 2K 30 frames per second. So let me know which has the better quality. One is 16 megapixel, that's the one with 5G, and the other one is 32 megapixel selfie camera. Let me know what you think. Also their microphone quality.
So if you ask me, I'll say go for the more affordable Camon 19 Pro 4G if you have camera preference, because the telephoto camera and laser autofocus offers better value than a macro camera. Also sharper selfies with its higher res selfie camera. I'll only choose the Camon 19 Pro 5G if I have special preference for that green color and especially want 5G. Also, if you'll just be better comfortable using a Dimensity 810 as opposed to the already used Helio G96, which most might have a bias against. But as we've seen from this comparison, no significant difference between the actual real-world performance when it comes to speed. Though like I said earlier, the Camon 19 Pro 5G handles heating better. Do not forget to check out the individual detailed reviews of these two. Peace out.